Have you ever stopped to think about how some people manage to remain firm even when life seems to throw its hardest blows at them? Imagine for a moment having the ability to face criticism, failure, and conflict without your inner peace collapsing. Picture yourself acting with serenity while everything around you dissolves into chaos. Today you will discover how to do just that. It is not about becoming insensitive or hardening your heart to the point of coldness. It is about reclaiming command over yourself, about not giving away your emotions to the first hurtful comment, the first mistake, or the first obstacle that crosses your path. It is about acting as a true Stoic warrior, calm, solid, immovable. Today I want to reveal 5 teachings that will transform the way you react to the inevitable. 5 principles that will allow you to walk through life with a strong mind, a calm heart, and a free spirit. Welcome to Stoic Lessons. This is not just another channel, it is the training ground for those who have decided to face their own evolution without masks. If you too are ready to grow, this is your place. Subscribe now and begin forging the most indestructible version of yourself. Listen carefully, because these lessons can mark a before and after in your life, if you decide to apply them. Lesson 1. Act as if nothing could affect you. Yes, I know. It's not easy. We live in a world where emotions are exposed, where everything is commented on, criticized, and judged. But behaving as if nothing affects you is not about lying to yourself or to the world. It is personal training. It is the practice of holding your balance even when chaos tries to drag you away. Think of an ordinary day. You arrive at work and someone throws an unfounded criticism at you, or your partner is having a rough day and speaks harshly to you. In that moment, you have 2 choices: to react like a weak flame that goes out in the wind, or to remain steady as if nothing could touch you. And not because you are indifferent, but because you have decided that your peace has no price. You have chosen that your dignity will not depend on the words of others. You have resolved that your internal state will not be manipulated by external factors. Marcus Aurelius expressed it with force. Decide not to be harmed, and you won't be. Stoic strength is not theater. It is not about putting on a fake smile or hiding your pain. It is about observing what happens, accepting it, but not handing over the helm of your life. When you act as if nothing affects you, you achieve something profound. You stop feeding drama. You stop giving energy to the monster of automatic reaction. And although it may seem like a small gesture, it transforms your life. Do you know what happens when you truly apply this? You become magnetic. Others see you as a rock that is hard to move. You earn respect, not because you shout louder, but because you speak less and act more. Because you don't argue over trivialities, you don't give unnecessary explanations, and you don't waste your energy on battles without value. That is the attitude of the Stoic soldier. To advance with firmness, to speak only when necessary, to observe more than respond, and above all, to protect his calm, even in the middle of the flames. Lesson 2. The power of emotional detachment. This is where most people stumble. We were taught to cling to everything, to people, to results, to expectations. And when those things fail, we suffer. We believe we lost something that belonged to us. But let me reveal something that changed my life. Nothing is ever truly yours. Not opinions, not praise, not even people. Everything you possess in this life is temporary. Emotional detachment does not mean stopping love, feeling, or commitment. It means not depending. By practicing it, you don't become cold, you become free. You free yourself from the illusion of controlling the uncontrollable. You free yourself from the unnecessary suffering that comes from wanting reality to always bend to your desires. Picture this. You give your best at work, you put in all your effort, yet you still don't receive recognition. Of course, you might feel frustrated, but if you practice detachment, you don't stop. You move forward because you know your worth is not in applause but in your discipline, your intention, and your dedication. Seneca wrote, "It is not fortune that makes us free, but reason." and that freedom begins the moment you release your attachment to what you could never fully keep. Another example. You are in a relationship and one day that person changes, drifts away, or leaves. If you are clinging to them, you sink into pain because you handed your peace over to another. But if you were detached, though it hurts, you don't break. Because you understand that your well-being depends on no one else. It is something you build every single day with your mind, your philosophy, and your clarity. Epictetus put it bluntly, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Wish for them to happen as they do happen, and you will live serenely." That is detachment, a daily decision, an invisible armor that allows you to live intensely, but without chains. It is not insensitivity. It is emotional intelligence. It is not coldness. It is spiritual maturity. It is true strength. Here at Stoic philosophy, we don't aim to erase emotions, but to govern them. We don't seek to escape the world, but to face it with wisdom. Every time you choose not to cling, you become stronger. Every time you let go without fear, you grow. And every time you move forward without depending on the external, you transform into a purer, more authentic version of yourself. That is freedom. Lesson 3. Calm is not weakness. It's your secret weapon. We live in a society that applauds what is loud, impulsive, and immediate. We were taught that if you don't raise your voice, no one will hear you. That if you don't react with fury, you are weak. But let me tell you something that many won't understand until it's too late. True strength is not found in reacting. It is found in restraint. When you choose to remain calm in the face of the storm, you are doing something few can achieve. You are not suppressing your emotions. You are transforming them. You are channeling the energy of chaos and converting it into clarity. That is not passivity. That is mastery. That is authentic power. Imagine a heated argument. The other person loses control, raises their voice, attacks you. Everything inside you wants to respond, to defend yourself, to shout, even to strike. But instead you decide to pause, breathe, observe, and then speak from your center, not from anger. That pause is worth more than 1,000 words because it is not submission. It is strategy. Great warriors do not fight in every battle. They choose when and how to act. And often their greatest victory lies in maintaining serenity while everyone else loses their heads. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of one of the most powerful empires in history, wrote in the midst of wars and betrayals, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Do you understand the depth of those words? It is about refusing to lower yourself, refusing to poison your soul with the venom of others. That is true inner royalty. And if you can remain calm in the midst of chaos, no one can break you, because he who masters his mind masters all. Calm is not weakness, it is your invisible shield. It is protection against manipulation, against provocation, against the disorder of the external world. While others exhaust themselves shouting, you build in silence. While others drown in their own reactivity, you move forward with precision, like a stoic soldier, like a strategist of the soul. The next time you feel you're about to explode, smile within yourself. That is your training ground. It is there that the strong are forged, where you rise above the noise, where your serenity becomes victory. Lesson 4. You will lose, you will be tested, but you will not fall. I won't disguise the truth here. Life will hit you. There will be defeats, failures, betrayals, rejections, and even abandonment. That is inevitable. But what does depend on you is how you rise after each blow. Being stoic does not mean being invulnerable. It means being indestructible. You can bleed, cry, or stumble, but you do not fall, because within you burns a flame that never goes out, a determination that no failure can extinguish. Stoicism does not promise you comfort. It promises you strength. It doesn't tell you that everything will go well. It tells you that you will be well, even if everything around you collapses. And that changes absolutely everything. I have a phrase I repeat to myself in the hardest moments. Life will test me, but I am already prepared. And I don't say this because I'm perfect, but because I have decided never to give up. Every defeat carries a lesson. Every fall is an opportunity to forge stronger character. Imagine walking through a dark tunnel, no exit in sight, feeling as though you've lost your way. Right there, where most people give up, you keep moving forward, step by step, breath by breath, discipline after discipline. And without realizing it, the darkness begins to fade. Do you know why? Because those who persevere inevitably triumph. The wise Stoics understood that life does not forgive weakness, but it rewards those who endure. Seneca was exiled, betrayed, and persecuted. Marcus Aurelius lost several of his children. Epictetus was born a slave, and yet he never broke, because his mind was stronger than his pain. You too can reach that strength, but only if you remember it when it hurts, not just when everything is going well. Remember it when you fail, when you lose, when you feel worthless. In that exact moment is where character is forged. Character that nothing and no one will ever be able to take from you. You are not here to surrender. You are here to prove to yourself again and again that even if life knocks you down 1,000 times, you will rise 1,001. Lesson 5. Suffering is optional. You decide how to react. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And although it may be difficult to accept at first, it is a powerful truth. Two people can go through the same situation and react in completely different ways. One collapses, the other grows stronger. One plays the victim, the other evolves. The difference does not lie in the circumstance, but in the interpretation. When you understand this, you reclaim control, because you stop being a slave to what happens and become the master of how you face it. You can say, "This ruined my life," or you can say, "This forged me." You can ask, "Why me?" or reframe it as, "What can I learn from this?" It isn't easy. It requires courage, mental training, and breaking free from the habit of complaining, dramatizing, and playing the victim. But once you do, you are never the same again. Suffering arises when you resist what is, when you cling to how you think things should be, when you fight reality instead of adapting to it. Epictetus put it bluntly, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." That phrase, if you truly internalize it, can free you from decades of unnecessary pain. You will lose jobs, relationships, plans, even people. But if you understand that life doesn't have to be perfect for you to be at peace, then you will be free. If you accept that pain is part of the journey, you will stop fearing it. And if you embrace that you choose how to respond, then nothing can break you. Here at Stoic Lessons, we do not come to entertain you. We are here to train you. If this lesson has given you strength and you want to keep moving forward, subscribe now and continue your training with the other content on this channel. Each one is a tool for your evolution, because this is just the beginning. Here we do not deny pain. We face it head on. We walk through it without complaints, without drama, because life owes you nothing, and you owe no obedience to suffering. So the next time something hurts, engrave this into your mind. It's not what happens, but what you decide to do with what happens. That choice is your true transformation. See you in the next battle, soldier.